everyone, and a warm Cayman Now welcome. I'm your host, Barry Coipe. Tonight, I thought we'd delve in a little bit more into the topic of stem cells. There's been a lot of discussion about it. Some people are starting to understand it, and some people could learn some more. Here to help me through it is Marla Gibbs. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Now, you have Pensum Clinic off of Crew Road, and how's that going?
Well, we've been open for about over 2 years, and we're doing very well. Everybody is starting to now. We have time where they've seen results. We're measuring, and it's working. So it's going well. We have people now calling, talking about it, interested in it.
So you are the owner, but your doctor
No, I'm
is
not
who?
the owner.
You're not the owner?
No, I'm not the owner. Dr. Parita established this clinic.
Okay.
And he's an orthopedic surgeon with 35 years experience, 12 of that where he's solely doing stem cells.
That's incredible, because I remember last time I interviewed him on radio, he talked about how he could fly all the way over to Asia and back and not feel tired, because he actually does some of this himself.
Yes, he does everything. He's doing everything that we're doing to our patients. Dr. Parita's doing it, I'm doing it, and it helps the energy. You're full of life. I don't know what I would do without these treatments.
So you're talking about, again, let's dispel it right at the top. You're not using the embryonic cells, you're using the adult pluripotent stem cells.
Yes. So the cells that we're using for the intravenous they're little dormant cells that are found in the blood, and they only get activated with some type of a life-threatening situation. And then they go to the areas in the body that need it. They can turn into anything, bone, tissue, and they start fixing. And so
it sounds science fiction, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a lay person, that's how it sounds at first.
Yeah. But it's amazing how our body's made up, and how
it is an
God's
amazing thing.
created.
So we're going to get into more of those details in just a moment. If you want to learn more, we've got it for you. Stay right there. Welcome back, everyone. Once again, talking about stem cell therapy here with Marla Gibbs from Pensum. And I have to say, Marla, it does sound a little bit like science fiction, but the science behind it is pretty solid. We've had this going on for, gosh, I'm trying to look here. You have a lot of...
2005.
2005 is when they
first started. Yes, and each year there's more being, developed and understood, and it's amazing what they're accomplishing. We're in our third generation from Dr. Parita starting, which was about 5 years ago, working closely with a scientist, MD from Australia, who actually has developed this procedure. As I understand, it's only offered in about a handful of places around the world, so we're very fortunate being able to use this procedure in Cayman.
So a lot of people are saying that we know we have a project here. They deal strictly with orthopedic procedures. What kind of procedures does Dr. Parita do?
Well, we do all of the orthopedic procedures, and those cells that they're using for orthopedic are very different than the cells that are being used in they're pluripotent cells. They're little teeny cells. They're so small that they can also penetrate the brain barrier. These are the ones that are being used in the IV.
Wow.
He does use all the other types of cells that are typically used in joints. But today we were talking about the pluripotent one, but yes.
And what kind of ailments, if you will, does it remedy?
Well, it seems to work really well on inflammation. So any type of a disease or arthritis that is caused by inflammation, you'd be surprised how many of them are caused. Osteoporosis, which is can be measured by a scan, bone density test. We normally will do that first, and there isn't any known cure as far as I'm aware of for osteoporosis. They normally just want to prescribe medicine to keep it under control.
Right.
We're finding that within, we do 2 treatments 6 months apart, and at the 12-month mark we redo the scans, and we've had a phenomenal improvement from severe to almost normal. So that's one. We're also using it for any type of an autoimmune disease that is caused by inflammation. So, it can be, I have Hashimoto's, and I've used it. I was so tired, and this has given me so much energy. So those are some of the types of reasons why you would, consider using it.
So what are the effects of Hashimoto's?
Hashimoto's are on the thyroid, and they just make you exhausted. I could barely get out of a chair and walk. I was just so tired, and after doing these...
You look like 20 years younger.
I feel wonderful.
I have to confess that as a former inspector, I actually, was the inspector on your opening.
Yeah.
And the difference between then and now, I mean, you're glowing.
Stem
You're
cells.
like a 20-year-old again.
Stem cells, yes.
Really?
Yes. So I do all of all the treatments. I am there. If there's not a spot filled, I fill it. So anyway, yes, it's really exciting.
for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you have the process then, for example, if somebody's watching tonight and they're interested, what is the time obligation? What does it involve?
There's not much time involved with this, and it can be used just as anti-aging. I mean, before you start to have major problems, you might want to consider it. But the time frame is the first day is about 45 minutes. We give you an IV with CoQ10, and they found that this stimulates these little teeny cells by about 10 times the amount.
So we're not talking the vitamin CoQ10 that you take by mouth.
IV, and as I understand from Dr. Parita, you can't find this anywhere, but his partner developed this in Australia. He has a pharmacy also there, so we get ours from Australia. And the next day, we want you to really be hydrated, really drink, really keep drinking water. The next day, we take your blood. We take about a half a pint, which is about half of what it would be if you were donating. And then it takes about 3 hours to go through all the process of getting these little teeny cells, and then they activate them by extreme temperatures, and they think that they stress them. They think that, oh my God, something's happening to this person, and then we'll give them back to you in an IV.
Once they've been activated.
Once they've been activated, yes.
So ostensibly, if I were a visitor to the islands, I could make an appointment and I could probably get it all done in the same day?
Well, we do it, the CoQ10 day 1, the blood draw day 2, and then it has to be activated for 12 hours. So
it's a 3-day obligation.
So it's about a 3-day, yes,
Okay,
in the morning
sounds good.
of the next day.
We're going to give you some more details on this. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. So Marla Gibbs has been explaining to us that they do the adult pluripotent stem cell treatments at her place, Pensum, which is off of Crew Road. And you've been in business for 2 years. And this treatment is, as you say, generally speaking, great for anti-aging, but also against anything that's inflammatory in nature.
Yes.
And quite frankly, a lot of people are finding that their bone density has improved, as proven by scans before and after.
Yes.
This is quite exciting for a lot of folks, I would imagine.
Especially as you're getting older.
Yeah.
And arthritis is setting in, so it helps with, and arthritis is caused by inflammation, and it goes throughout the body, through all the areas, so we're finding improvement. You're just feeling better. We've started trying to measure that with a questionnaire. Say you don't, your bone density is fine, but there's other, like rheumatoid arthritis can be measured by a blood result. So we can measure, but a lot of it, overall health, maybe we can't, but we're trying to measure it with questionnaires on pain and even depression, anxiety, those types of things, just to see, we do it, and then 6 months later we redo the questionnaire in hopes, that we can start to develop a trend and see the percentage of improvements.
So Dr. Parita and his team, they're able to harvest these adult pluripotent cells just from a blood draw.
Yes, just from a blood draw. You could these cells are made in the bone marrow, and then they circulate throughout the bloodstream, and they're just populated in there. It is possible that you can find these in the bone marrow, but there's so many of them in the blood draw that he chooses, not to do. It's not invasive, whereas if he did do the bone marrow, that's a more invasive procedure. He does use bone marrow for some of the orthopedic, but they're not the pluripotent cells.
Right. Very different. So,
Yes.
And then you also have some other offerings, if you will, that enhance the treatment. And one that you've brought to us tonight is the vitamin C,
Yes.
but delivered intravenously. Tell us about that.
Yes. So as everybody, this was first discovered, I think, in the 1700s when they had scurvy. And
Oh, right, all the sailors.
all the sailors, and they found that just by bringing a lime or an orange on ship that they were able to save all of these lives. And our bodies do not make vitamin C. We have to get it from a food source, a supplement. Nowadays, with the processed food and the way we're eating and the soil and how things are grown, we don't have a vitamin C that much in our diets anymore. So with supplements, I find I have a hard time absorbing the supplements. The statistics say about 30% if you're taking a vitamin C, whereas as a pill form, whereas with the IV, it's almost everything is just absorbed. You feel so much better after getting this.
We're in the middle of flu season.
I know.
I mean, we have our news team. They've been covering how the flu seems to really be taking
Yes.
off in Cayman right now.
Yes.
But the vitamin C
The vitamin C
gonna
will help
lower
yes,
that
yes.
risk.
If you already have the flu, we wouldn't give it to you while
Right.
you were sick. But yes, it would help. And so far, I have not got it yet. So I'm just being thankful, yes.
So, and you're obviously doing the vitamin C then?
Yes.
Yourself. So let's take a look a little bit, what the benefits of the vitamin C delivered IV. I'll let you take us through some of these benefits here.
Okay. So, well, obviously it helps improve the immune system and viral fungal infections. It'll help eliminate toxins, and we're using it right after we give the stem cell IV. We also do it monthly, approximately monthly if you wanted it. Some of the cancer patients we have a few doctors who are recommending them to get an IV, and sometimes they'll do it 2 times a week.
To help their immune system,
To
obviously.
help the immune system. It seems to kill out the cancer cells too.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So that's another reason why people are using it. But for a healthy standpoint, it also helps anti-inflammatory again, the inflammation. Antidepressant, it can help, if you're feeling. After I get it done, I just feel just full of life and happy. I just feel really good, not tired. It can help with fatigue, bleeding, that type of thing. So it helps with the collagen level, and all of those things are the whole body just working together. It needs the vitamin C. The other thing I found interesting is that if you have allergies, that is a possible lack of vitamin C, so just things like that. You need to get your overall body balanced, and that's just what we're trying to do with the stem cells and various vitamin IVs.
Well, I noticed that Dr. Purita also has, if you will, prerequisites that he wants. He wants your blood work. He wants to look at that first. What are some of the other things that we would have to provide him with before becoming scheduled in for treatment?
Well, we're going to review your blood work because although vitamin C, 95% of the people would need it, if you have certain things like maybe kidney malfunction or, and they can tell all of this, so they'll review it prior, the blood work.
So let's dig into that a little bit more on our next segment.
Okay.
We're going to find out what you need to have if you're interested. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the visit with Marla Gibbs from Pensum Clinic. And Marla, how can they get in touch with you if they're interested?
They can call me at 939-4505 or email at health@pensum.pro.
And is Dr. Purita, when is he next on island?
He'll be here in about 10 days. So we do have a few openings still available for the IVs, the stem cell IVs. The Cs we can do anytime.
That is fantastic, because if it makes you feel less tired, less painful, and maybe look a little bit younger.
Yes.
I think that's a good thing. And is there anything else you'd like to mention to our viewers tonight?
Well, in addition to this, we also do the typical orthopedic stem cell procedures, you know, for shoulders or tears or arthritis. But we're just, I guess that's about it.
Well, and I'd like to say to our viewers, it is newer medicine, so at first it seems a little scary, but there is a lot of research out there. So do take a read up and then have an appointment with Dr. Purita. That's Pensum. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.